Blurry. So blurry. There we go.
The stream is live. Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's
Sorry, I
Wednesday.
was late. I was super late starting the chat today.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. So it's Wednesday. Hump day. Mock, mock, mock,
Hump
mock, mock.
day.
Everybody needs to be calm. Just calm down. Simmer.
That's the best thing that you can say to a woman when she's upset.
Right. It always works for me. Simmer
Right?
down now. Simmer down.
Calm
And
down.
you can do that with calm mood. I actually take that now at night. Like when I
Really?
know that when I'm feeling kind of on edge, which is in this day and age, it's most of the time. But I do take it at night. It's really nice because it has ashwagandha in it. I just like saying ashwagandha.
Any chance you can say that, you should take it.
Say it 5 times fast. And you can visit healthycell.com/chicks. Use code chicks for 20% off your first order. It helps you calm down. It helps you simmer down now.
It doesn't make you tired. It doesn't put you
No.
to sleep. It just gives you your happy sense of calm.
It chills you out. Chills you out hard. All right. Also, you should check out our newsletter. We have a newsletter. You can go to our website, chicksontheright.com. Look for our happy faces that do this.
Yeah.
And then just click and you can subscribe to our newsletter. You should do that. If you haven't done that, I'm a little disappointed in you. I'm not going to lie. That's what my parents used to say to me. And then I'd be like,
oh God, that was the worst thing my parents could say to me.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in you, Amy Jo. Yeah.
God, that's way worse than being angry or being, disappointed. Oh,
yeah.
That's harsh, man.
Exactly.
That is harsh. Well, okay, so let's talk about some stuff. Because there's some stuff
and
talk
things.
About.
That's right.
For example, Governor Sununu endorsed, and it was a surprise, endorsed Nikki Haley yesterday, much to the surprise of basically everybody who expected him to endorse DeSantis after being like on the road with DeSantis. And so that was a surprise. Although I guess kind of not if you look at the fact that Sununu is, a moderate Republican establishment-y sort of person. And so
what was he doing on the road with DeSantis?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you, dude?
It's like, I don't know. It's fishy to me. It's a little fishy.
Yeah, it's fishy. Like what is that? I don't understand that. So, okay. So I guess the establishment candidate would be Nikki then, right?
Oh, I mean, without question, because she's got all the big establishment-y donors and supporters, and
and also a lot of Democrats.
Yeah. So
a lot of Democrats really like Nikki.
They really, really like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. That's what's weird to me.
It feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird. It feels very much I'm getting myself aligned to be VP.
And when the talking heads like at MSNBC and CNN and all those places like you, that's a bad sign.
It's just odd. The whole thing is odd. So that's happening. And then also in far, far more important news, Tom Cruise is dating a woman who is 36 and who is the daughter of a Russian oligarch who is super tight with Putin. That is the important news of the day right there.
I'm surprised that he's dating a woman.
I mean, he's only dated women and married women.
That we know of.
Are you suggesting that Tom Cruise is gay?
I mean, he has that sort of thing about him that I don't.
He's got a little bit
of I swing both ways thing to him. To me, at least, anyways. I don't know. Maybe I'm
interesting.
The only
one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like exclusively gay. I just think that he looks to me like he would swing both ways. That's probably just
I mean, she's a gorgeous like ex-model person. She's a mom. She's also got 2 kids. Also obviously quite a bit younger than he is. So she's 36 and I forget how old is he? Like what, 62? Like he's some kind of
I mean, he's a like stud for his age.
Oh my God.
The fact that he does all of his own stunts is pretty remarkable.
He insists on it.
I mean, he has like 10 billion lives now though with like Scientology. Don't they give him?
Yeah, he lives for 10 billion years, or
and he gets to meet like Xenu the warrior dog or whatever at the end of his.
I wonder if he's going to convert Putin to Scientology.
I don't. I have no idea any of that stupid crap works.
But maybe this is a way somehow, maybe Tom Cruise is trying to figure out a way to end the war. And he's
Oh,
like, I'm gonna get in with
he's the
this Russian
guy? Is
oligarch
he the
guy
he's the guy to
and
end the
convince
war?
them to back off of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Imagine if Tom Cruise is responsible
And
for
then he'll
ending
be
the
like,
war.
"Listen, while I'm doing this, sign up for Scientology for my pyramid, like, religious scheme to meet
And you
Xenu,
too
the
can
warrior
meet
dog."
Xenu.
Right. You too, Putin.
I'm just
Can
saying,
do
like,
it.
what would
Uh-huh.
happen?
Be
I
like,
mean,
"Listen, I
you would have
signed
to give
John
him some
Travolta
credit.
up. I signed John Travolta up and Kirstie Alley and all these other people. You can do it too, Putin."
Yeah, and look how well that turned out for them.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Michelle Archer, thank you. Michelle says, Happy birthday to my niece and soul sister, Kristen. Blessings. That was nice, Michelle. And happy birthday to your niece. Thank you very much for that. Also, in other news, there was a story. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was just making me so mad this morning about this about this high schooler, a sophomore at a Seattle high school called Chief Self International High School in Seattle. That kid failed a quiz in his ethnic studies world history class
Okay.
because the what is it called when you're just looking at a portion of a class? It's called a not a segment. Is it a segment? Is it
What's it
a
called when you're looking at a portion of a class?
just like part of a class? What's that called? Like a part of a class is called a unit. Maybe it's a unit. They were
Okay.
doing like a
Alright.
unit on gender versus sex. So they had a quiz on gender versus
A
sex. And
survey. A survey? A
no, it's just
sampling.
like a part of the
Okay.
class.
We're gonna go
You know
with
what I
unit.
mean?
Yeah, we're going
It's
with
just
that.
a unit. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like a unit of the class. And so this unit, they were studying the differences between gender and sex. And on two questions, he got the questions wrong. And I use that in quotes
Oh my
purposefully
God, I'm so
because
sick of this
one of the
crap.
questions was, can men get pregnant?
Oh my God. Oh
And
my
because he is a normal human being, he said no.
No.
And so he failed that question. The other question was, can women have penises? He also answered to that
No.
no, and failed that quiz because he missed those two questions. So the mom completely went crazy and like went to the school and said, this is ridiculous, he's literally being punished for saying actual facts. And they were like, no, 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 this is an inclusive course.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
he did not get those questions right. But because of all the hullabaloo, the school was like, we just won't have it count against his final grade. That's how they're getting around this. But the mom, interestingly enough, claims that she is a moderate liberal.
The
And I'm
mom
like,
the
yeah,
mom of the kid who failed the test is saying she's a moderate liberal. Why?
yeah. And she's mad. And I'm like, woman, this is on you all. This is
Right.
your fault that
You
this is
did
happening.
this. What?
Yeah.
My God, we're seeing this all over the place. It's like they can't see it. It's like a Mayor Adams moment.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
sick of seeing this. It's like, and then they still don't change their minds. And then they watch the implosion of our country and they're still like, I'm just going to continue to be a liberal. Oh my God. Okay. Well,
Now,
then
is this
watch it implode. Yeah.
is it wrong of me? Because I keep thinking, okay, what would I do in this situation? If I were that mom, I am that mom. Essentially, I am a mom who has told her kid from day one, the school's going to try to indoctrinate you. Here are the things to watch out
Totally.
for.
I've
Here's
done
what
the
you need to
same
know.
thing. Yeah.
But I would also probably tell him, listen, you're going to get quizzed on this shit. Just answer what you know the test requires, even though you know the truth. Does that make me a bad mom? Because I'm caving essentially, or I would be caving
I
and
do the
having
opposite.
him answer,
Yeah. I do the opposite. I said,
which is
answer. I do the opposite of what you do. And I say, they're going to try to indoctrinate you, answer the truth, and we'll fight it.
okay,
I
because
will,
that
if I
it's
have to,
not. I don't know though, because
I'll
like
fight
if
it.
it comes down to your kid failing a class,
Right.
are you gonna risk their college career? Are you gonna do that? Because your kid
Yep.
knows right and wrong. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
I'll risk it and I'll lawyer the hell up, is what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Because I mean,
I
I
don't
know
think
that there.
she's
I
doing
know,
that.
like with our community, with God, I have faith in the fact that I will find a lawyer to take that case. We've got to fight back against this crap. You cannot sit down. You cannot roll over. You cannot have your kid lie on it. I feel that's how I feel. My kid's not going to lie. I'm not going to let her do it.
But I just feel like so many, not even just this issue, but on a whole bunch of issues, there are, classes that are much more about opinions and subjectivity than objective facts. And so a lot of times, I know I did this in college. Like I knew where a teacher stood. I knew what the teacher wanted me to
Right.
say, and I would just say the things to get the grade. But it didn't change me. It didn't change my opinions. Do you know what I mean? And so I
Yeah, I
just
hear
wonder,
you.
like,
But
is this?
it's one thing to lie about something so blatantly
Yeah, those were
true.
blatant.
You know what I mean? Like those are I mean, that's just insane. And I can already see like my daughter, there's certain things that she'll see that that's happening in the world. And she looks at me and she rolls her eyes. She's just so much like, I guess, me in that respect, where she's just already at 13, she's already rolling her eyes at so much stupid crap in the
Right.
world that I just don't know if she's capable of. I don't think she's capable of lying. So I can't expect her to. I just can't expect her to do that. And so I've sort of I've indoctrinated her to not lie.
I think what I would do is I would have him do the answers the way it would, so that he would get the test right. And then I would publicize it and say, look at the shit that this school is putting in their
Yeah.
tests, you guys.
Yeah.
Because that, I think you shame the school, you publicize the school,
Absolutely
but you
shame 'em.
still get the grade. And you tell them, I answered this because I want an A, but at the same time, I know the truth. You guys can't make me not believe the truth. And here, world, here's what this school is putting on their tests.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean? That's
but I
probably
think
how I
we
would
just
handle it.
regardless of how you handle the front end, on the back end, we have to fight back against this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Right.
But the best way to fight it at home is to make sure that your kids know that this is coming. You know what I mean? So that they
Totally.
know, because otherwise they're susceptible to being indoctrinated. If it's the first time that they're hearing about these concepts from a teacher that is that whack, you got to be ahead of that stuff. And that's
Mhm.
what we've said for so long.
Yep.
It's just so important. The other thing about that same kid, apparently he's gotten in trouble at school for referring to himself as straight. And
Oh
I
my
did not know that that is offensive to a whole bunch of gay people, apparently, or people in the
What?
queer community.
It never used to be.
Well,
This is
now,
what
okay,
it's so
I looked
absurd.
it up. I looked it up because I was like, that cannot be right. Like, I've never heard that straight is offensive, and it's not to normal gay people. Like, normal gay people are just they're just as tired of all this bullshit as we are. But there's a bunch of the queer activists who refuse to use the word straight anymore. They only use the word hetero or cis
Or
normative or
cis,
whatever,
right.
because straight implies that the opposite is bent or, crooked. And they don't like the connotation that goes with that. And
Because
I
it's
was like,
broken.
oh my God.
It's like broken in some way.
Yeah, it's crooked or bent.
Mhm.
Is essentially what we're saying. When we say we're straight, it means that gay people are the opposite of that. So they're crooked or bent. And that's made a bunch of people mad. I can't with anybody anymore. Like, what is even happening? You know what I mean? It's just freaking bonkers. Meg Prescott, thank you. Meg says, as a New Hampshire resident, I am constantly disappointed by Chris Sununu. Nothing like his father, John. Pray for New Hampshire, everyone. Currently purple, but it's the last conservative holdout in New England. Oh, man, that's a tough spot to be in.
Mhm. Yep.
And the problem is that people are leaving there and probably not going there. You know what I mean? There's not a whole bunch of like influx of people to New Hampshire as much
Yeah.
as people are probably leaving
I
it.
lived there briefly as a kid. It's freaking cold.
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I did my time in
Yeah.
cold. Don't want to go there again. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful. Yeah.
Robin Zecca, thank you. Robin says Ben Shapiro has an interesting take. Answer what your professors want, get the A. Yeah, that's what I think. And then just publicize the school. I'm with Ben on that.
I guess I'm just I guess I'm a what you call a black sheep when it comes to that. I'm sort of a black sheep no matter everywhere. So yeah, I don't believe that.
I need to embiggen the screen because we need to remind people about the amazing sale that's happening right now on the spaceship heater. It's not just a space heater, you guys. This is the Gen 40 spaceship heater thingamabobby.
Woo! Yeah.
Look at it, you guys. Does that not look like the
It's
most
very
spaceshipy thing?
All the controls are on top. You can't see it. It's kind of dirty. Mine's kind of dirty. But all the you can't see them, but the controls are like up there. They're
Yeah,
they're
because
all
when you plug it
digital and
in,
cool.
you
Yeah.
press touch
They light
screen.
up. Yeah. It's kind of
It's
cool.
so high tech. So the most amazing thing about it is that, you would expect a fan or a heater to look like, it's got blades or it's got like some sort of mechanism that makes sense. But when you look in that, it's like you're looking into a dark abyss and it makes no sense how that thing works. It makes no sense. But here's what they say about how it works. They call it dual hybrid heating technology, which they say will reduce your heating bill every month because it does heat up a room like crazy. It has an infrared heating system and a convective heating system in one space, which heats 50% better than other space heaters. But then that same unit also can be used to cool in the summer. I don't even understand it. I can't wrap my mind around how that thing works. All I can tell you is that it really does, and it's amazing. And they are huge sales right now on it. So if you visit EdenPureDeals.com and you use code CHICKS50, CHICKS50, you will save an extra $50 on the Gen 40. So you can heat your office, you can heat your house. It'll cool the same spaces this summer. Dual action space majiggy bobber. It's incredible. It's the Gen 40. Check it out at EdenPureDeals.com. Not code CHICKS, but CHICKS50. Okay, so check it out. CHICKS50. All right, let's get to some videos because there's some follow-up that's happening at Harvard. We've been talking about the professors, the fact that the UPenn professor, Liz McGill, stepped down, and the MIT professor is just like nowhere to be found. They're supporting her. The Harvard president, Claudine Gay, not only just made a complete ass of herself in that hearing, but of course, as we mentioned yesterday, she's been accused of all kinds of plagiarism. And not just accused, there's all kinds of evidence of piles and piles and piles and piles of plagiarism. And even with those accusations, which, by the way, interestingly enough, Harvard said we started investigating those accusations in October. So they knew about this even before it hit the news cycle, even before Chris Rufo's expose. They already knew about this and they are still keeping her. And in fact, a letter from all of the Harvard University fellows was publicized and sent to like all alumni, to all the current faculty.
Please don't ask me to read that. Please, for the love of God, don't ask me to read that. Don't do it.
Is it too small?
It's too small. I can't. Don't ask me to read
long. Essentially, I just wanted to show the fact that they're saying we're reaffirming our support for President Gay's continued leadership of Harvard. And so, the fact that they're saying that their extensive deliberations affirm our confidence that she is the right leader to help our community heal and to address the very serious societal issues we are facing.
She's a phony.
Oh my God.
She is an absolute phony. She cheats. I mean, they're essentially saying that we're going to go ahead and prop up a cheater, a liar, a phony. Yep. Okay, well, that's who Harvard is now. That's who they are. They take them at face value.
Yeah. This is who they are.
This is who they are. So if you ever thought about sending your kid there, don't do it. If you ever thought about sending money there, don't do it.
I just can't believe it. And so they're talking about how they went through this huge independent review by distinguished political scientists. And they did a review of all of her published work, which, by the way, she doesn't have much of, because unlike other Ivy League university presidents, she wrote like 10 papers in order to get her tenure. So she has been held to much lower standards, as you'll hear in just a moment from Dr. Carol Swain, who's one of the people that she plagiarized. But first, as a result of this letter going out from Harvard, Elise Stefanik, you can definitely read this, right? Here's what Elise Stefanik tweeted.
There have been absolutely no updates to Harvard's code of conduct to condemn the calls for genocide of Jews and protect Jewish students on campus. The only update to Harvard's code of conduct is to allow plagiarists as president.
Yeah.
Amen to
That's
that.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it. And so Elise was mad, and we'll get to her actual verbal statement, her video statement in just a minute. But one thing I was just telling Daisy before we went live is that I was just wondering yesterday, for some reason, I don't know why she popped into my brain, but I was just wondering about Jacinda Ardern and what became of her. Do you guys remember
New
the
Zealand
New
chick.
Zealand?
Yeah.
What do they have? Prime ministers? I don't know if it's
Yeah,
prime minister or president,
I
whatever.
think it's a prime minister. Yeah.
She was the worst COVID lockdown queen ever. I mean, she
She's
was
total
awful.
commie. She's a total commie.
Commie.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering about her yesterday. And so I looked her up. I Googled her. Oh, I guess it's first it's Elise. So we'll listen to Elise and then I'll tell you more about what's going on with Jacinda.
Good morning. A point of personal privilege. There is a reason why the testimony at the Education and Workforce Committee garnered 1 billion views worldwide. And it's because those university presidents made history by putting the most morally bankrupt testimony into the congressional record, and the world saw it. As a Harvard graduate, I'm reminded of Harvard's motto, Veritas, which goes back, and it's older than the founding of our country. It goes back to the 1640s. In addition, the motto was Veritas Christo et Ecclesiae, truth for Christ and the church. Larry Summers, who was president of Harvard when I was an undergrad, talked about the meaning of Veritas is divine truth, moral truth. Let me be clear, Veritas does not depend on the context. This is a moral failure of Harvard's leadership and higher education leadership at the highest levels. And the only change they have made to their code of conduct, where they failed to condemn calls for genocide of the Jewish people, the only update to the code of conduct is to allow a plagiarist as the president of Harvard. Shifting gears to what is on the floor this week.
That was her point of personal privilege.
So yeah, but this is where legislation comes in handy, right? I mean, this is where they need to actually start doing something for the American people. God, I wish, and not just standing up there and running their mouths, but they need like no more foreign funding, no more federal funding for these crap hole institutions. Like stop. And then people need to stop hiring the grads. People need to, stop feeding the beast, because we need to do all of these things. And so, I mean, I love her. It's great. All the stuff that she's done has been great. I really like her. I like the stuff that she said. I like that attention has been brought to this problem, but now we need a solution. A lot of solution.
Well, I think the solution is working itself out in real time. Like I think this is a market pressure solution, and I think people's eyes are open now to how broken these universities are.
It's not just Harvard. It's all the Ivies, and I mean a lot of just state schools too.
Yeah,
it's
tons of them.
It's an insidious, disgusting problem that is just like it's crept into all of our not all, but so many of our universities.
Yep. And so Jacinda obviously has been hired by Harvard.
Oh my God.
I could not believe this. So of all the places where I didn't think she would show up, I mean, I was like, I wonder what she's doing, because she quit so abruptly.
Naturally.
And then I was just like, where could she possibly be? This article is from April of this year. And it says in April that later this same year, she is going to be joining Harvard University. This was according to the Kennedy School.
Harvard,
and they called her a global icon of the left and an inspiration to women around the world.
Oh, yeah.
She has now been appointed to dual fellowships at the Harvard Kennedy School.
Oh, my God.
And I was just like, of course she has.
What in the world? Yeah. They're like, who is the most vile, disgusting commie that we can hire? Let's see. Yeah, Jacinda. Let's get her to come in and work for us. I mean, this is the thing. Who's the most leftist?
Even believe it?
Yeah. And I can believe it. I can totally believe it.
Just ridiculous. All right. So let's hear from Dr. Carol Swain a little bit. She was making the rounds yesterday because she, of course, is one of the people who was plagiarized. Here she is on one of the talk shows.
Yeah, we're talking dozens of examples here. Dr. Swain, you were one of the victims of this plagiarism. Gay allegedly copying the phrasing and language nearly verbatim from your book, Black Faces, Black Interests, without any citation at all. How do you feel about this?
Well, first of all, I believe that her whole career was based on fraud. that it was not just the dissertation that she engaged in plagiarism, but it's also the published works that got her tenure in the Ivy League. And I can tell you, as someone, that I didn't go to Exeter as an undergraduate. I came, from dire poverty. I worked very hard. I met the standards of tenure for Princeton, and you had to have a landmark book. You had to have something that was significant. She never met the tenure standards for the Ivy League. She was pushed along because she had the right pedigree. And it is a disgrace that the Harvard Corporation stands by her, and also her dissertation advisor. I would say her whole committee failed by not monitoring her dissertation. So instead of acknowledging the plagiarism, you had Gary King, political scientist, her dissertation advisor saying that there was no plagiarism. What does that say to every student in America and her colleagues? But it hurts race relations. It hurts every racial and ethnic minority who's worked hard to accomplish their standing in the world. It says that we're all inferior and that you have to lower standards. But this woman went to one of the best universities, best undergraduate, she went to an elite private academy, Exeter, and she is allowed to plagiarize and to advance herself. The only thing she's advancing is the progressive agenda.
I love this woman.
I know.
I love
would be
her.
so pissed if I were her.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. Yeah, because I mean, she's getting all of the success and money off the back of that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happens. There are zero consequences. Nothing.
I know. Except that there's going to be public pressure and probably a huge loss of donors, I hope. And there will be employers like Dave Portnoy at Barstool Sports who are continuing to stand firm on this idea that he will never, ever, ever again hire anyone from these quote unquote elite institutions. Here's Dave.
You will not hire anyone from Harvard, UPenn, or MIT until the school's deans step down. Has anyone from these schools applied to work with you?
Yeah, well, first of all, we already have Harvard grads, so they're grandfathered in. But in the Penn dean, President McGill, she stepped down. Yeah, a lot of people reached out, but I think it's not only me. I think a lot of leaders have to do it. It was disgusting what those deans and presidents did under oath. Makes no sense to me. I don't know how, if you can't condemn genocide, I don't care whether we're talking Jews, Muslims, any group of people, then you don't deserve to be, in a position of power. You got to get out.
And people are saying, one, you can't punish the students. Sure you can. Switch schools.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you absolutely can. It has to start somewhere. I mean, yeah, punish the students for sure. I don't see a problem with this at all. And also, imagine being the person that has a job where you have to call for like donors. You have to call people off the phone, and you're like, "Listen, we need some money for the school." Can you imagine having that job right now?
Oh,
like,
the fundraising for those schools has got to be a bad place right
that,
now.
That person that has to call those people on the phone would not want that job right now.
No, definitely would not want that job either. We have pretty good jobs because we get to talk about our favorite skincare, and that is skincare from genucel.com/chicks. 'Tis the season to get yourself, or maybe somebody that you love because you're already a Genucel user and you would like to gift Genucel to somebody. 'Tis the season. This is the season to do it. This is the time for gift giving. This is the time for parties. This is when you want to look your best. This is when you want all the compliments. And of course, Genucel has that compliments guarantee on their skincare products that you're going to get compliments on looking younger when you use it. So now until Christmas, the most popular package is better than 70% off. This is at genucel.com/chicks. This also includes the immediate effects. This is the stuff for under eye that if you have those bags under your eyes and you put the immediate effects on, you're going to see a huge difference within 12 hours. Again, guaranteed, or your money back. And also in the most popular package is the free hyaluronic acid serum. This is for extra skin hydration. This stuff is amazing. That will also help restore your youthful appearance because you don't want to F with your face. Do not do the stabbings, the stabby things, or the
stabby things.
all the
Right.
things are stabby. Or, but I mean, definitely don't do the slicing. Do
Oh my
not
God.
slice, dice, or stab your face. It's not
Right.
meant for any of that. So don't do it. Instead, visit genucel.com/chicks. Enter promo code chicks. You're going to get an additional 10% off your entire order. And your order will be instantly upgraded to free express shipping right now. Again, that's through Christmas. So take advantage while you can. genucel.com/chicks. Julie Hardy, thank you very much. Julie says, please send the prayer warriors for my sister Celeste. She had a mild stroke yesterday at work.
Oh.
She said it was like Mock's episode. More tests today. Prayers for a speedy recovery. Oh my gosh. Please have her email me, and I'm happy to offer any support that I can. So chicksontherightrule@gmail.com. If she wants to reach out, I would love to talk to her, because I know obviously how absolutely terrifying that can be. So please tell her to reach out. And of course, our prayer warriors will be hard at work for you and your family. Okay. No, actually, we're not going to do Mike Johnson just yet. So, because that's the reason for my name today. But we'll get to him in a second. First, we have to hear from that ridiculous little bridge troll, Janet Yellen, who has once again been asked, listen, there's some economic factors that look okay, but people still feel like the economy sucks, because it does. On a personal level, it sucks. Everybody's feeling that pain. What do you suppose you would attribute that to? Here is Janet Yellen's ridiculous answer.
I don't have to tell you this, but there's a disconnect right now. You see some of the surveys, people say they're very unhappy with the economy. They feel worse off than 3 years ago. But you look at these kind of headline numbers and you say, well, what's not like about low unemployment and inflation coming down? Why do you think there is this disconnect? And are you concerned about the fact that the administration's message around Bidenomics isn't landing?
So I think we've been through a lot. The pandemic caused an enormous amount of disruption in people's lives, and we're still in the aftermath of what's been a serious shock.
No, we're not.
Nobody feels that way. I swear, every time I see her, I want to be like the lady on the plane, like, that MFer is not real. She is such. I'm telling you right now. She is not a real person. She cannot be. She makes me giggle.
She is a ridiculous cartoon.
She is, and she obviously is still doing shrooms, because we are not. We're not thinking about COVID, lady. Like, COVID is done. You can't quit blaming the economy on COVID.
No,
stop.
You can't.
Nobody's buying what you're selling. Okay, and you're not real. You're not. You're not a real person. I don't know what you are, but you're not real.
I need to look up how tall she is, because I don't think she's over 4 foot. There's no way.
3'4". She is 3'4".
I'm looking. I'm 5'3". She's my height.
No, she's not.
That is what the internet says. The internet says she's my height.
No.
Do I look like that when I'm in a seated position?
That is a lie. No, somebody totally made that up, Mock. I do not believe that. The internet is not real. She is not real. I'm telling you right now. That is just not real. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. That's 5'3"?
That is not 5'3". There's no way. There's
absolutely
no way
not.
that hobbit is 5'3". No way.
She's a ridiculous person. But speaking of ridiculous people, there was this clip floating around on Twitter yesterday that I was absolutely shocked by. We know how crazy everybody was during COVID. Like, some of the like maskaholics were out of control. I have never seen a video that is more insane than the one that you're about to see. And I can only assume that this was in the before times of COVID, right? It's not recent.
Now. Oh, I thought
Are you serious?
I thought it was present day. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know when this video was. We don't know when this video was. I thought it was.
I don't know when it was.
It was out now.
Right. It's been floating around now, but and of course the people that are posting it and reposting it are like, don't forget that this is what they did to you. Like, this is so insane, and you have to watch it all the way through, because it gets more and more insane the longer you watch. And then just keep in mind that the women that you're about to see in this video are doctors. Okay. So, because that puts like a whole new level of insanity on it. Here we go. And come on, mouse. There we go. This is the doctor.
Oh my God. I can't.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming today. And I will now turn the podium over to Minister LaGrange.
So she's doing it again.
Are her bangs okay? Like, what's going on with her bangs?
No, they are not.
What's going on? What's happening? She got mad one night and cut them herself. That's what happened.
What is happening?
What's going on?
Thank you, Dr. Pardon me. Thank you, Dr. Henshaw, and good morning to everyone.
Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Henshaw. You said in your comments that 8 times more children were hospitalized for anxiety disorders than for COVID during these past 18 months. Was this as a result of the lockdown or health measures?
Oh my God.
And how does this differ from previous pre-COVID years?
More.
Do you have
Just
any
bathe
hard
in it,
numbers
honey.
on
Just
that?
bathe in it.
Thank you for the question.
Someone called her, someone on the internet called her the high priestess of Perel. And I can't unknow that. I can't. These are such virtue signaling control.
Oh my God. Can you imagine the dryness of her hands?
Oh my God, I can't. They're just weirdos. These people are such.
Like, how do her hands still have skin?
I don't know. You know that these broads have like 18 boosters. All of them. They all have 18 boosters. They can't stop. They can't stop, won't stop with the boosters. Like they go every week and they're like, gotta get a booster, gotta get a booster, gotta get one. They can't stop. Mm-hmm.
Holy cow, that was insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely
listen, there are still people that act like this though. I mean, I still see people, I don't know like when, but I know that there are still people that act like this and they still have masks on. I still see them and they're usually in Austin if you're in Texas. It's true.
Oh my gosh. Dana Honigschmidt. Thank you so much. Dana says, good morning. Super excited to be leaving Minnesota tomorrow night to drive to Beaufort, South Carolina to be there for the birth of our first grandbaby. Prayers are welcome. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is your first time to Beaufort or not. You are going to absolutely love it there. That's my future hometown. And congrats on the awesome news of your first grandbaby. That's so exciting. Carrie D, thank you. Carrie says, Econ Lady reminds me of Dr. Ruth. Yes. Only Dr. Ruth was really cute. Really cute. She's still alive, right? Oh my God, now I have to look.
I don't think so, Mark. I don't think Dr. Ruth is still alive. We're on death watch.
No, she is. And she's 95.
What?
She's 95 years old.
It's all that good sex, you guys. That's what it is.
Oh my God. I wonder.
Dr.
Oh my
Ruth.
God. She is so cute.
National treasure, Dr. Ruth. Yeah,
I got to show her. I got to show her.
She's teeny tiny.
Oh my gosh.
Dr.
Yeah,
Ruth.
she's way she's way shorter than Yellen. She's way shorter than Yellen. I have to show you what she looks like right now. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah, she's teeny tiny.
Look at her adorable little face.
Oh my gosh, she is. She's such a little munchkin. 95.
God bless her.
She's still getting on with God knows who. I'm assuming she's married.
You know what? I don't know the answer to that question.
Probably married. Yeah, she's adorable.
Or maybe she's just out there. You're like hoeing it up.
She could be. She could be. She could be.
You don't know.
95. Get a second and a third wind, I guess, when you get older, apparently.
Hassanak, thank you very much. Hassanak says, no message, just love y'all. Merry Christmas, and want to hear someone from Indiana say, tighten up.
To say what? I didn't hear that.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Okay.
Does that count?
I was gonna like say that phrase with something that has to do with Dr. Ruth, and
probably don't do that.
I probably need to not do that.
Just don't. Stop right there.
We need to move on.
Okay, well then we'll move on to Speaker Mike Johnson, who
love him.
Yes, love him too. So Zelensky visited the White House, visited several members of Congress yesterday to basically beg for more of our tax dollars.
Mhm.
And Mike Johnson, immediately after his meeting with Zelensky, came out to report on what he said. And here he is. To
State of
explain.
Louisiana. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death for Americans age 18 to 49 in this country.
Right.
Fentanyl poisoning, because it's allowed over the border. We have human trafficking and all the other terrible things. In the last 3 months, October, November, December alone, we've had more illegal crossings at the border than in any entire year during the Obama administration. The American people see this, they feel it acutely, they see all the terrible societal ills that come from this, and it must be addressed. So I've made this very clear, again, from the very beginning, when I was handed the gavel. We needed clarity on what we're doing in Ukraine and how we'll have proper oversight of the spending of precious taxpayer dollars of the American citizens, and we needed a transformative change at the border. Thus far, we've gotten neither. The Senate has been MIA on this. The House passed H.R. 2 6 months ago, more than 6 months ago. It's been sitting and collecting dust on Chuck Schumer's desk. I have told him personally, I've told the National Security Advisor, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, that these are our conditions because these are the conditions of the American people. And we are resolute on that. It is not the House's issue right now. The issue is with the White House and the Senate. And I implore them to do their job because the time is urgent and we do want to do the right thing here. With that,
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's focusing on the border because that's huge. It would solve a lot of other problems,
Right.
You know, domino effect problems. In the meantime, like economical and whatnot, crime, a lot of other, issues that are on, the plate. So I'm so glad that he's at least, I just like that guy.
I know. He's impossible not to like.
Yeah. He's very normal and centered and calm. And and very leadery. I just appreciate that about him. And so there's that. Whether or not he can actually help us get stuff done, I guess we'll see. But at least he's getting out there and he's doing the things. So,
and he's standing firm on this issue. Like, we're not just going to sign over more taxpayer dollars to Ukraine until we A, know what the hell that money's being used for, and B, fix our own border first.
Right. Exactly. Amen. I mean, I hope we don't. We don't have
that, so many Democrats are pushing back on that as if to say that it's somehow it's like hateful and racist, and I don't even know what other adjectives are using to describe Republicans saying that we want to fix our borders is a bad thing.
Right. And it's
Screw
conditional.
them.
And it's conditional. It's like, well, we can't fix our border until we help Ukraine. Like, it's conditional. And that is insanity. It just shows you what their priorities are. And it's not America. And that's not okay.
And Mike Johnson also appeared on Bret Baier to talk about this further. Here he is.
First, let me get you to react to President Zelensky. I know you met with him behind closed doors and his concern about funding. Where does that stand, and what was your reaction to what he said?
Well, I didn't hear all of the interview, but I did spend some time with him today, and I told President Zelensky our very clear message. It's the same thing I've been telling to the White House since the day I got the gavel, and that is that we stand with the Ukrainian people, the beleaguered people of Ukraine, and against Vladimir Putin's brutal attack, his invasion of their country. But we have to get our own house in order first. And what I've told the White House, and I reiterated to President Zelensky today, is that we have to have some clarity. We've been asking the White House for a clear strategy that will allow Ukraine to prevail in this conflict, and they've not provided satisfactory answers. We need clarity on the oversight over the precious treasury, the taxpayer dollars of the American citizens, and we need to know how that money is being spent and what the end game is. And the White House has been completely unclear about that.
Is it possible that a no Ukraine aid could happen in the Republican caucus?
Well, listen, I think that there is the majority of the Republicans and the Democrats in the House, by way of example, would vote for Ukraine aid if there is sufficient clarity on these questions, and also, of course, if we have really transformational change at the U.S. border.
Well, let's talk about.
He's so calm.
Yep. And hopefully he can get it done, and he can stand firm in that, because I'm so sick of Zelensky. I'm so sick of this crap, and him saying we just need some more money because then we can win this war. Really? Because you've been saying that for a really long time now. So when are you going to do that?
I'm seeing a lot of yachts. I'm seeing a lot of riches from all
a whole lot of
family members, and
and a lot of pensions, a lot of Ukrainian pensions being paid on our dime. We can't even pay pensions here. We can't pay for homeless people here. We can't pay for veterans here. We can't pay for our border. to be, I mean, it's like there's so many things that we have to take care of here. And so at least he has said we've got to take care of our own first. He's America first. I appreciate that. But do it. I want to see it. Let's see.
And then
it happen.
you were saying that John Kirby said something about funding yesterday too.
Yeah,
right?
John Kirby, I saw a clip of him. I'm going to paraphrase, but he was like, listen, I mean, we're going to do whatever we can. I know we don't have any money left here, but we're going to do whatever we can for Ukraine. It was outrageous, you guys. Like the people on the left really are Ukraine first. They are not America first. I mean, it's kind of like, when you get on a plane and they tell a parent, you gotta put your oxygen mask on first before you put it on your kid. We're not doing that.
Right.
We're not doing that in America. And it's going to be to our demise. I mean, we're just like, here you go, Ukraine. Here you go. Here you go. We don't have it. And we just keep getting like, what is it about this guy? I think we can all, surmise what it is when it comes to this administration. But this guy, this Zelensky guy, is just so like, I want some more. I want some more. I want some more. We just keep throwing hundreds of millions, hundreds of billions of dollars at this guy. Like, what?
And it's not even that we're not taking care of our own problems. We're actually creating more problems for ourselves.
Exactly.
And JD Vance was on with Steve Bannon, and he was so mad about this whole thing. And you can hear the rage.
It's 61 now, but just like Afghanistan, it's another 61 after that, another 61 after that. Correct? We're going to be $500 billion in this thing in before Trump gets back to office.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be asked to rebuild their entire country. That's after funding another $200 billion in military conflict. There's $300 billion on top of that to rebuild the country. Then we got to pay for their pensioners. We're getting easily $500 billion in the hole for the Ukraine conflict by the time this is done. And Steve, at the very same time, you have people in this town saying we need to cut Social Security. There are people who would cut Social Security, throw our grandparents into poverty. Why? So that one of Zelensky's ministers can buy a bigger yacht? Kiss my ass, Steve. It's not happening.
Right. Kiss my ass indeed. And listen, it's not just our grandparents. Gen X, buckle up. It's you too. We're not going to get crap. By the time you want Social Security, it won't be there. You think it's going to be there? You think you count on that? Like, you're an idiot. Because
you got to pay for pension. You got to pay for pensions in Ukraine.
This is the thing.
Don't be so selfish.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, people just think it's, and then our kids and our grandkids totally screwed. I mean, we pay into this stuff that I want it back. That's my money, and it won't be there. I mean, it's so frustrating that people just think, oh, it's going to be there. It's totally going to be there. I trust my government to take care of it. Your government doesn't give two shits about you. No, I'm sorry, not even half a shit about you. They don't care. They care about Ukraine. That's what they care about.
They care about this guy. This is the guy they care about right here.
That guy.
Remember when Zelensky was a dancer,
right,
and a comedian?
That's him.
This is your Ukrainian president.
Well, at least he bought a shirt with the money, like a shirt that fits. Yeah, this is the guy. He's the charismatic actor that came and now he plays another role. Now he's playing a whole different role.
Got a different act to play.
Yeah, and he basically wears his own version of Carhartts. He wears his little army jacket every time he does a little plea for, I need another $100 billion or whatever. Can I please have some? And then Sean Penn's like, we got to give it to him, you guys. We got to give it to him.
He's really way too good at this kind of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to make of that.
Heels, and his high heels. It's staggering.
Meanwhile, if you're one of the people that watched as we did over the weekend, Leave the World Behind. If you haven't watched it yet, just don't watch it. That's our best advice to give to you.
Don't do it.
But if you're a person who, like me, for years now has been stressed out mega about EMPs and the power grid going down, those are my biggest paranoias ever. It was the worst possible movie to watch. And it's very predictive programming, right? I mean, that's I think the best way to describe it. The Obamas want you to know what's coming.
Right.
And things are already starting to happen. It seems that Fox is the only one reporting on this, but check this out. This was from yesterday.
China's People's Liberation Army have infiltrated critical services here in the U.S.
Alexandra Hoff joins us now from our nation's capital. Alex, this is not good.
No, it's not. I mean, this infiltration appears to be part of a broader effort to insert chaos into our logistical systems. The information collected could then be weaponized if the U.S. and China were to become engaged directly in the Pacific. According to reporting from the Washington Post citing multiple U.S. and industry security officials, China's cyber army is invading critical U.S. services, like an attempt to break into the system behind Texas's independent power grid. Other victims include a water utility in Hawaii, a West Coast port, and at least one oil and gas pipeline, according to that report you're seeing there. Brendan Wells, executive director of the Department of Homeland Security's cybersecurity agency, told the Washington Post this, quote, "It is very clear that Chinese attempts to compromise critical infrastructure are in part to pre-position themselves to be able to disrupt or destroy that critical infrastructure in the event of a conflict, to either prevent the United States from being able to project power into Asia or to cause societal chaos inside the United States to affect our decision-making around a crisis." The report notes that over the past year, hackers affiliated with the People's Liberation Army in China have accessed the computer systems of about 24 critical entities.
That's great.
Great. That's fantastic.
That's really great. And then when you see, when we showed like the Chinese, what we assume would be like Chinese foreign nationals coming across our border, they're not asylum seekers. Right.
No,
I mean, they have like polo shirts on and like nice khakis. You know what I mean? And they're just like coming through that port of entry. They're just coming through and just hanging out in that hotel. And we're just going, okay, well, we know what's happening here.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. And the next clip that we'll play is of Mayor Adams. He was at a press conference yesterday and he was asked, you're talking huge cuts in city funding, in police, there's all kinds of hurt that's happening in New York City right now. What's your plan going forward? Like, how much more are we going to have to cut? And he is very specific about his answers. And we'll show you that in just a second. But first we have to talk about rough greens. And your dogs are eating this up with a spoon.
Astrid especially, she loves it. Like when I put her food in her bowl, she just waits. And she looks at me like, what are you going to put it on there, Mom? Yeah. So she absolutely gobbles that stuff up. She loves it so much. Yeah.
And it's getting to the point now where, like, if I try to just give my girls their dead brown dog food, they just kind of look at me like,
yeah, that's exactly what,
hello.
Yeah.
Are you forgetting?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're talking about. If you've not tried rough greens yet, this is the amazing nutritional supplement created by naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who has been working at extending the lives of dogs his entire career. And this stuff, rough greens, it's a green powder for your dog that you just sprinkle on their dead, dry food, brings it to life, because everybody knows brown is dead and green is alive. Right? I mean, you just kind of associate that with the colors. But this stuff has vitamins, minerals, digestive enzymes, antioxidants, probiotics, omega oils 3, 6, and 9. It's got all the good stuff in it that your dogs could ever need to make them live their longest, healthiest lives, which I know all of us dog owners want more than anything.
And they love it. They start to
love
crave it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they have treats too. They also have rough chews.
So good for puppies.
So good for them. So if you want to try it for free, you can. You can try the green powder for free. You can get a Jumpstart trial bag of it for free. You only have to cover the shipping. And you can do that by going to roughchicks.com. That's RUFF chicks.com. And you can get your free Jumpstart trial bag of rough greens. Just cover the shipping, roughchicks.com. I think I have another thank you for Lori Weens. Thank you. Lori says, please pray for a couple in our house church. They learned yesterday that their son was killed on December 3rd in Ukraine. He voluntarily went there. My friends are devastated and have yet to tell his 2 sons.
Oh my God.
My God. Oh my gosh, Lori. Oh my gosh. Yes, you can count on this community to pray. Oh,
yeah, totally.
Horrible story. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was just talking about Mayor Adams. So, Mayor Adams actually ostensibly gets how bad all of this illegal immigration is. However, instead of placing the blame on the administration, he wants to blame the administration for not giving him more tax dollars to fix the problem in New York City. But he's not blaming the administration for their entire policy at the border. Instead, he's putting the blame on Governor Abbott. It makes me so mad.
It's so
Here he
unbelievable.
is.
Back to the budget.
Yes, ma'am.
Given that migrant care is a huge expense.
Yes.
That's not going to go away anytime soon, given that you can't count on federal or significant state money or federal money. Where are you going with these budget cuts? What else is on the table? Are you looking at layoffs? Are you looking at tax increase? Where does it end?
That is the question. We stated last year, we saw this coming, Jock and the team, we talked about this, and that's what's so frightening about this. I saw it down in South America when I saw the level of people who were coming here, the continuous destabilization of Venezuela, what we're seeing in Ecuador with the crime problem and people are leaving there. If we don't have a real national response, and we're seeing what Governor Abbott is doing intentionally, intentionally saying, I'm going to send 25,000 to New York. We could, we're going to reach a very, very drastic period in this city. Very, very harmful.
It's
But
unreal.
Texas can handle it. Apparently,
Right.
Texas
Right.
can
all
handle
the,
that.
All the border states can handle. We can all handle it. Yeah. What a piece of crap this guy is to blame Abbott for this, because he refuses to take Democrat responsibility. He refuses to point the finger at a fellow Democrat. He just won't do it. This is what Democrats do. It's like we've always talked about this, where they rally. They'll rally to the point where they just will be like, we can't have any Democrat take any culpability whatsoever. And that's precisely what he's doing. It's just astounding to me what they'll do to protect their own. It's gross.
And he's a sanctuary city. So this is your mess. And if you're a sanctuary, then of course Governor Abbott and other governors should be sending illegals there, because you'll take care of them. You said you would.
He absolutely did.
There you go.
He absolutely did. I've said it a million times. I feel 0.0% sorry for this guy. And I also feel I don't feel sorry at all for Katie Hobbs either in Arizona. And now she's all like 3 years later, she's like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, what is going on? In her baby doll voice. What's going on at the border? It's like, it's so terrible. And she actually is sort of blaming this administration. But listen, it's too late. You stupid hag. Like, it's been 3 years. And now all of a sudden she's saying there's a problem. There's been a problem for years. And these Democrats are such idiots. Now, all of a sudden, they're like recognizing that this is an issue when we've been talking about this for years, and they called us all xenophobes. They can suck it. All of them can suck it.
The new PM-elect in the Netherlands is Geert Wilders. And if you've never heard Geert Wilders speak, you are in for a treat, because he does not mince words. He's worried about what's happening in Europe, the Islamification or Islamization of Europe. And you can see, I mean, you've seen the protests in the street, particularly in the UK. They have been overrun by radical Islamist weirdos. And it's because they have had the same kind of open border policies that we have in the United States. It's the reason that we have Dear Bornistan and all of these areas in the country that are hot pockets for some really radical crap. And so he does not want that. He's the new Dutch again, PM-elect. And here he is talking about the dangers.
Islam, my friends, is indeed evil. Look at its so-called prophet Muhammad. He slaughtered Jewish tribes. He raped a young girl. He gave sex slaves as a gift to his henchmen. And he is still today an example for more than 1 billion Muslims worldwide. No wonder that some of his followers take to terrorism. Islam preaches hatred, propagates violence, and is barbaric and violent by nature. It wants all Muslims to submit. It is incompatible with freedom as we know it. And nothing will ever change that. That's why we should de-Islamize our societies in order to stay free nations. No appeasement, no concessions, but vigilance, perseverance, and strength against barbarism is the one thing we should do. And I hope with your support.
Well, that guy's got a giant set of balls. So he better watch his back, that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a troublemaker for a long, long time. And so now that he's in a position of some power, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But I mean, is he wrong?
I mean, I'm just over here listening, not disputing anything. I'm just telling he needs to watch his back, you know, because it's not often you see somebody say the things like that, you know, especially in this day and age.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah. Balls.
This has nothing to do with anything that we've been talking about, but it's an interesting hearing that took place with the head of the Smithsonian on Capitol Hill yesterday. The head of the Smithsonian was asked about drag shows that have been apparently hosted by the Smithsonian, and he's just like, what? And so this representative I've never heard of before, Representative Bice, she was questioning him about these drag shows that the Smithsonian has hosted. Here she is.
Secretary, are you familiar, or do you know the number of drag shows that the Smithsonian has hosted in the last 3 years?
No, I don't.
6. And 4 of those were targeted at children. That going back to June 27th of 2020, an online event at the American Art Museum listed under the Kids and Families category, a virtual drag queen story time. Ruth brings fun for the whole family as she reads classic nursery rhymes and tales for children. June 5th, 21. June 18th, 21, a virtual drag queen art bingo night. June 4th of 22, another event targeted at children. My question is this, how does hosting drag shows for children help the Smithsonian achieve their mission of catalyzing public engagement and sparking curiosity by learning by connecting the knowledge, resources, and expertise of the Smithsonian with vital network of cultural and educational organizations? What culture is exposing children to overly sexual material appropriate?
I think it's not appropriate to expose children to drag shows. I'm surprised, and I will look into that.
I mean, dude, you're in charge. Like, don't you think you should know what's going on at the Smithsonian? Don't you think? And what,
oh my God,
what does that have to do with the museum? You know what I mean? What does that have to do with that organization? What does like a dude dressing as a woman and like prancing around in front of a bunch of kids, like hypersexualized, prancing around in front of a bunch of kids. What does that have to do with the Smithsonian? I don't get it. Like it's a valid question, and I don't understand. And it has everything to do with hypersexualizing the kids.
And for him to be like, I don't like that, I'm going to look into it.
You shouldn't look into it.
I mean, seriously?
You shouldn't look into it.
No.
You should end it. You should end it, and you shouldn't look into it. You should be like, that's disgusting. It will stop. It will stop on my watch. That's what these people should start saying. It should have never happened to begin with. But if he is disgusted by it, if he is against it, he needs to just say, it will never happen again on my watch. I mean,
right.
Stop saying
it was a total
cop
out answer. I mean, for sure.
It's our society, man.
It's pretty borked.
Total cultural decay.
It's pretty borked. There was this clip floating around on Twitter yesterday. I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea. I wish I knew because he's awesome. This was actually an old clip because I think that he made this right after the Uvalde shooting in Texas. So this is not new. But he was referencing that because of all the natural outcry that happens after any shooting. The left is like, take all the guns. You know how they get. And so he was responding to those cries from the left with common sense, reasonable, Second Amendment loving awesomeness. And I just loved it. I thought everybody else would too.
The right is full of cowards, but the left is just full of sick people. People will go at great lengths to politicize and weaponize a tragedy. I want to address the leftists out there that think this is a gun problem. We've had guns here since the dawn of time, but only in the last 20 years have we had mass shootings. Every single year, it gets more difficult to get a rifle, but every single year we see more mass shootings. But please explain to me how this is a gun problem and not a mental health problem. And you sick bastards, the one that say, how many children need to die before you give up your Second Amendment? All of them. Is that what you want to hear? Is that the sound clip you're looking for so you can dunk on the right-wingers? Nobody's out to solve problems anymore. It's all about dunking on the political opposition. To the right-wingers out there saying maybe it is time for gun control. Here's a PSA for everybody that doesn't seem to quite understand the purpose of the Second Amendment. Second Amendment's not for hunting. It's not for the range. It's not for self-defense. Second Amendment is leverage against your government. It's a dead man switch. Purpose of the Second Amendment is to live free or die. To the lefties, oh, you think you stand a chance against the military? No, I don't. I'm not stupid. Push came to shove, an AR-15 is nothing compared to an F-35. If it really came down to it, the first Marine who was a decent shot would probably take me out. But the point is that they would have to take me out, that I will go down swinging. And most people are tired of saying that what happened is an absolute tragedy. When you hear the details of what actually happened in Texas, it's pretty tough to imagine. Even if I thought that abolishing the Second Amendment would somehow stop all school shootings, I still wouldn't do it because I'm not some emotional single-issue voter. You can't just look at single issues in a vacuum. You have to look at them with respect to everything else. You know, more kids die every year sniffing fentanyl than being shot by an AR-15, but you'll fight to keep that southern border open. More Americans die at the hands of illegal immigrants, but you'll fight to keep that southern border open. So are you really about saving lives, or is it just about disarming your political opposition? After JFK, we beefed up security for politicians. After 9/11, we beefed up security at airports. All these tragedies throughout history, and we beef up the security at the places where they occur. Except for schools. And to all the fucking British people out there, we don't give a damn what you guys got going on in England. Not one single damn. You gave up your guns and the government hasn't turned on you? Wow, that's because you're a domino and we are the first domino. American right-wingers are the only thing keeping the entire world in check. Maybe you can discuss that over your next tea and biscuits. I forgot to mention all the people saying this is a Republican problem because they're all in the back pockets of the gun lobby. First of all, the gun lobby's broke. And second, all those people crying about the gun lobby won't say a word about what Big Pharma is doing to young people in America. So to all the anti-gun people, you're a liar and a coward and you don't actually care about children. And to the few real men left out there in Western society, stay hard.
Stay hard.
Stay hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope that was sent to David Hogg.
Yes. Although
Mhm.
David Hogg would just be like, that
was triggering. That was mean. and
Wasn't
still
that
and gun
amazing?
lobby and gun lobby.
Right.
Yeah.
And NRA.
Hashtag NRA. Gun lobby. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Just
Fantastic.
so
And
awesome.
He spelled everything out. Every damn thing.
We have got to play the latest video from Trump, which is so Trumpy. I don't know his name, you guys. If somebody else knows his name, please share it. Cause
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know who that guy was. I just loved it. It was floating around Twitter.
It's fantastic.
I wish I knew who it was, but I have no idea. This Trump video, because he's hawking more Trump digital trading cards. And you guys, he's so Trumpy in it. This is like the Trumpy part that I love, right? So I'm not going to research who it is. You guys research who it is. I'm just trying to get you the clips and try to entertain you. I don't have time to do all the research. If you guys want to look it up, please do. But
You guys
you can report back.
Just get on Twitter. Get on Twitter.
I can
You'll
only
find
do
him.
so much.
You'll find him. He's out there on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
And then I cannot tell you the number of people that write me and say, send me that clip. First of all, I delete every clip after we play it in the show. I do not save clips because otherwise my computer would explode. I only have so much room. Okay. Secondly, we want you to share our show because we actually do
Yeah.
a lot of work
Yeah,
to
we do.
find all of these things to share with
Mhm.
you. And then when you're like, I want to share just that clip, that's like, can you not just cut it out of our show and share it that way?
Or
Like,
just
we
or
do
say
all this work and you guys are
or-
like, give me more.
Or better yet, say to your friend, here's the chick show. Look at like minute 15 15:35. Look at that part
Yes.
of their show. Because then it helps us.
Right. And then
Right.
and then people just want more and more. Can you imagine if I had
Right.
to answer every single person
Mhm.
who was like, send me this, send me this, send me this, send me
Right.
this? I would never have time to do an actual
Yeah.
show.
Instead of like us giving you their clips, maybe you could share our clips.
Benjamin Gino. Laura Nicole says his name is Benjamin Gino. Jinno. So look him up. Benjamin Gino.
Right.
He was
There you
fantastic.
go. Okay. Anyways,
Sorry, I
moving
had a
on.
meltdown. So, but man, I'm just getting like so tired of that.
I gotcha.
The Trumpiness that I love is when he says, "Believe me," and I think we get a couple of those in this clip. And then you know how I totally forgot that he would say, "That I can tell you." Remember how he used to say,
Yeah, he used to
"That
do
I can
yeah.
tell you."
That I can tell
We
you. Mhm.
we get a "That I can tell you" in this, and then the way that he ends it is so funny
Because he
because
wants to look like the people. He's like, if I only look like these guys, it would be really great. Like he wants, you know what I mean? Because they look
well,
very
yeah, but the way that he ends it is that he says, "Have a good life." It's just my favorite
you know
thing.
he does that. He does that probably in real life with people. You know he does
Have
that.
a good life.
Have a good life. Yeah, you know he does.
Oh my God. So anyway, you guys have to see it. It is amazing. And if you are a collector and you like these trading cards, then good news, because now you can get some more.
Favorite President Donald J. Trump with some very exciting news. My last 2 Trump digital trading card collections sold out in just hours. And now I'm back with my latest series called the Mugshot Edition. I wonder where that came from. The Mugshot Edition. 47 all-new stunning cards, and here is the best part. I'm doing 2 important things for my Trump collectors. For the first time, we're creating a real physical Trump card. Purchase 47 digital cards and we'll mail you a beautiful trading card. It is an authentic piece of the suit I wore when I took that now famous mugshot, and it was a great suit, believe me, a really good suit. It's all cut up and you're going to get a piece of it. I'll be autographing some of them. A true collector's item. This is something to give to your family, to your kids and your grandchildren. With the purchase of 47 of the Trump digital trading cards, you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful Mar-a-Lago, my home in Florida. You've perhaps heard of it. It's become a pretty famous place. We just had our first dinner for my collectors, and we had a lot of fun together. That was a great evening. That was a fantastic evening. Some people call these cards pop art or modern art. I wish I looked as good as I do on those cards. That I can tell you. They give me muscles where, believe me, I don't have them. I wanted to keep my Trump digital trading cards at the same price, $99 each. So go to collecttrumpcards.com. It's really easy to buy. They sold out incredibly fast the last time, and I think the Mugshot Edition will sell out even faster. So don't miss out. Go to collecttrumpcards.com. Go right now and collect your own exclusive piece of American history, and we'll all have fun together. Have a good life.
Have a good life. And then there's like the giant muscular Trump. I can't. I cannot. I can't.
Gosh,
Somebody mentioned the Trumpy bear. I think I'd rather have the Trumpy bear. Remember?
Well, it's just so interesting to hear. I mean, just to see the people's reactions in here right now, because some people are like, "I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it," and then other people are like, "Please make it stop. This is awful." And there were a lot of people on Twitter who were like, "This is crazy." Like he's a what do they call him? Like a QVC,
the QVC salesperson.
right?
Yeah.
And so
that's what somebody
people
called
are
him on Twitter.
all over
They're all-
the place
it-
with their
well,
reaction to this.
It's not even all over the place. They're either here or
Yeah.
they're here.
You're
It's
right.
one of the two. Like there's no in between. You love it or you freaking hate it. And that's
I just find it hilarious.
That's how people are with Trump. You either love him or you hate him. You have severe like TDS. You know what I mean? That's what.
No, I don't agree with that, because I find him hilarious and I will absolutely vote for him again, but I just wish I didn't have to. So I don't have a hate or love for
You don't
him.
have the severe TDS. Then you're right. There's probably 3, because then there's a severe TDS people who just like no matter
they're
what,
never Trumpers.
If you say anything to Democrats about any sort of policy, they bring up Trump.
Right.
It's like,
right.
what are you talking about? Like, I didn't even mention Trump. What do you? What is your problem? And then they have to like bring Trump into the equation. We're talking about healthcare. What is your deal? Like, and these are people who do actually have TDS. Like,
yeah,
we weren't talking about that. Like, I know people like that who are just they are mental and they have that. There needs to be a vaccine for that.
Please don't encourage him, because he might actually create one. And then it'll become mandatory, and we don't need that. We don't need that at all.
That could be true. Yeah.
Also, apropos of nothing, I just felt like I needed to share this video because the UK, Stuart the Brit, I think you're in here today.
Stuart.
I don't know where in the UK this is, but there are some you have got a serious skank issue in the UK right now. There's some like obviously like a bar area, super like nightlife heavy intensive area, and somebody just basically set up a camera to watch all the girls that are going bar crawling walk by, and the outfits, these are not prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
These are just regular plain old girls walking around the UK.
Manchester.
Manchester. Okay,
Yeah.
Manchester.
Mhm.
You guys, look at it. Let me just put my boob back
her
in here.
boob is falling out. She itchy. Is she Bigfoot? What is that? They look like
What are
prostitutes.
these
I mean,
outfits?
seriously, remember when you used to like go into like areas of town? You'd be like, oh yeah, that's a prostitute.
Yeah, exactly. These are just girls going out.
I know. People are going to be like, the chicks are shaming. They're slut shaming.
I mean, I kind of am. This is like pure skank on display. I'm sorry, but it is. This is.
Oh, I like the
skank.
camo pants. No one can see her. Oh, she's in the wild. Look at that.
Like your boob is about to come out.
It is. She's pulling a Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl.
Oh, fight.
I will take your man. Oh, look at that.
What is going on? I mean, there's tons of dudes in here right now going, more of this, please.
I know. And then sometimes, you shouldn't. Like, just because it comes in your size doesn't mean you should wear it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I learned that from a very young age.
I just couldn't believe it. I was just stunned that there's this much skankness all in one localized area.
Skankalosity going on there. Kenny's like, I like her. I like that one, and I like that one, and that one. Oh, the white go-go boots. That's a look.
I mean, these are looks.
It's fascinating. I would tell you, like, I could probably sit there and just watch and critique every single outfit. It's just.
It's a lot, right?
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot, you guys.
Somebody's about to expose her tea and crumpets.
I love that.
I cannot. That's so. They're walking like they're constipated. Lab Mom says, "Yeah, well, I mean, you would be too if you were in those shoes. Did you see some of those shoes? It's an advertisement for Shein. It's true
for Shein. Yes,
yes."
Also, I saw this clip that was also floating around social media of a 1965 social experiment. And the girls in this experiment reminded me of you and me so much on Ben Polizzi's first day.
Oh my God, I love this. And all these girls are so precious. And this is it's a wholesome video from such a wonderful time. Don't you think?
Yeah, I would have loved to have just known what like the study was to prove and what the results were. But essentially what you're about to see is two girls that are being introduced to their new male teacher, who's extraordinarily good looking, and their reaction when he leaves the room. And then the same is true of two boys who are introduced to their new teacher, also super, super good looking, and their reaction after she leaves the room. And it's just adorable. Watch.
Yeah.
I'd like to know whether girls would like to be in my class. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Will you all bear with me? Can you have patience just a second? Let me answer this. I'll be right back.
It's so you and me.
I know.
You're so quick and okay.
Don't even either.
They're beside themselves.
So cute.
Like all the girls. He's young too. He must be at least around 24.
She had like a
boys.
cute little New York
Could you just wait
accent.
a couple of minutes? Oh, sure. Thank you.
children innocent back then.
Wow.
I just love that.
And he's like, holy mackerel. That's what he said. Can you even? I mean, it's just
the things
sweetest.
that dudes today would say.
I know. They would
They'd
say
like want to grab him by the.
I know. They say all the things now. And he, in that sweet, sweet voice, said, holy mackerel. So
Holy
sweet.
mackerel.
God bless him. It's just, I know. It's a bet.
So precious.
Things have, see, it just shows you the difference between now and then. I missed the old and before times.
I know. I so miss the before times too.
Mm-hmm.
This last clip before we get to Double D's just absolutely cracked me up. I want to assume it's satire. I'm just holding on to the hope that it is in fact satire. It has to be. There's no way that someone is this dumb, but this is like absolutely right up our alley. Watch.
Exclamation. This holds
Is that a
chapstick.
penis? That's a penis. What are we watching?
And it looks like a little dog. Little puppy dog. It's really cute. That's a little dog's head. You take the dog's head off and put your little chapstick in that hole. And then his two little legs here.
What?
And it's really special because not a lot of people would think, oh, I'm going to knit a two-legged dog. They think, oh, I'm going to knit a dog with four legs. No, they thought about dogs that have special needs, that only have two little legs.
What is even happening?
And I love that.
I cannot. What?
Oh my God, I love that. I mean, I hope that is satirical and that's just a joke, because if it's not,
I
that
don't
poor
even.
woman. God bless her.
I cannot. Okay.
Holy mackerel is right.
Holy mackerel. That is just, yeah, that's not okay.
Oh my God, I love
Okay,
that.
so I forgot completely what my double D is today. I sent it to you so early yesterday. I forgot.
Oh, it has to do with beatboxing. Does that help?
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you for reminding me and juggling my 52-year-old brain. So this is the cutest beatbox competition you will ever see in your whole life ever. Prepare yourselves. I think that the baby won. Don't you think the baby won?
I totally think the baby won.
Totally won.
Oh my gosh, that is just the most precious little angel.
I love babies.
So precious. Okay, got to tell you that there is a huge bedding sale going on at mypillow.com/chicks. They are also extending their money back guarantee for Christmas until the 1st of March of next year. So if you get something from mypillow.com that you don't absolutely love, which is not even possible, but if for some reason that happens, full money back guarantee all the way through March 1st of next year. So huge sale right now on mattress toppers, blankets, duvets, quilts, down comforters, body pillows. All of those things are on mega sale. Use code CHICKS at mypillow.com/. It's time for some talks. I also have another baby video that I think will make everybody happy. I don't know why this baby's walking down a little ramp and it's just hilarious to this baby. Watch.
Silly Lulu.
Oh, I don't know hang on, there we go.
Pay attention.
These things are so funny. It's just so funny. Everything is funny.
Everything.
He's like, that ramp is hysterical.
So cute.
Oh God, I love the laughing.
What did you do?
The laughing is too much.
I mean, they're just so precious.
I
It's just,
know.
it's unbearable. Okay, so I have 2 videos that are like the kind of preciousness and adorableness that give you the weepy glees. So I don't know if you want me to save you from weepy glees because your mascara's done. Or I mean, I could even send these to you for potential double Ds, or I could play them now. It is entirely up to you if you want them now or
You
later.
can play them now. Play them now.
I cried so hard at both of these, you guys. I cried and cried, but they're the good kind of cry. Okay. So this first one is a girl who's in a wheelchair who was treated. I don't know what her condition was or ailment was, but she was paralyzed, essentially confined to a wheelchair, and is visiting one of the nurses that took care of her to give that nurse a surprise.
She's waiting for you right there because she's waiting for you. Thank you. Looking for me. See it. Goodness, look at you. Yes, thank you, Lord.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
Oh my God. Look, I'm the one crying. Where's your Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I've been praying for you. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, man. When did it Thank you. Wow, look at that. Thank you. Oh, baby.
Good nurses are the best.
Lord, have mercy. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Ah, those hugs.
Don't you forget about me in the elevator.
Isn't that the sweetest?
Very, very sweet.
And then there was another, I don't know why, I don't know the circumstances behind this, but for some reason, it had been 15 years since this man had seen his dad, and his family is surprising him with a visit from his dad. And so he's walking into the house. He doesn't know his dad is there. When he sees his dad, you guys, just get your tissue out. It is so precious.
Hey, babe. Come see what Gunner did.
What did he do? What did he do?
God bless him. $15 Why has it been 15 years?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Surprise!
Oh my gosh. 15 years is such a long time.
I mean, is that such a sweet video?
It's very sweet. That's like, I'd like to know the backstory on that.
I know.
Why is it so long? Yeah, I always want to know why too. Like, I don't understand. I need to know.
That reaction just killed me.
I need to know 15 years. Like, why? Yeah.
There was a two-part video from this guy who is pretending he's acting out what it would look like to teach classical dance 70 years from now. And so I don't know why this struck me as so funny, but watch.
Teach you how to Dougie? Teach you how to Dougie. Very well. Put your arms out front and lean side to side. 6, 7, 8, and switch. 2, 3, 4. There we are. We're finally doing it. Hold everything. Did you get a dose of kryptonite? Because that was the weakest Superman that hoe I have ever seen. Watch again. We Superman that hoe, then we you. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. And then Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby. Listen to the directions. It's kick, now kick. Come on, baby, kick. Then we walk it by ourselves. Walk it by ourselves.
That actually is pretty cute.
Do you want to see part 2?
Sure.
Okay,
I'm learning
class,
some,
watch
I'm
me,
learning some
watch
moves.
me.
Right.
We whip,
Uh-huh.
and then we nay. Clearly someone has a case of gingivitis, because that was the worst attempt at flossing I've ever seen. Hands out front, we hip, across, back, hip, across, back. Speed it up. 5, 6, 7. Class, when did we catch a body?
About a week ago.
Very good. Who in the world do you think you are? Rocking with it before you've leaned with it? We lean with it, then we rock with it. Is that so difficult? Oh, you think this is the jerk? This is just the reject. This is the jerk. No room for misconceptions in my class.
My God.
Oh my God. I just love when people can dance, and that
Yeah,
guy
I do
clearly
too.
can.
I'm all about the dancing videos. Yeah. Usually without like commentary, but I do love dance videos.
We also need to see raccoons because they are so precious. First, the chompies. That's Crystal.
What is he eating?
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
I think it's scrambled eggs.
It might be scrambled eggs. She likes it. Look at her little face. Look at it.
Oh my goodness.
What a precious little angel. And if that wasn't enough to convince you that you need a raccoon, how are you resisting this?
I'd be afraid that thing would just go rabid on my face.
It just wants to go night-night with her. It's just night-night time. Look at that.
Like, who's filming that? Is she filming that? This is the kind of stuff I wonder. Is she holding out a kid? Is she just holding her phone out like this and just filming it? Is that what's happening there?
I don't know. Maybe.
Millennials are so weird.
I love the first comment because it says, I'm showing this to my cat so he knows how to act.
I want to get a cat first before I get a raccoon. Come on.
I mean, but look at how sweet.
Harley Cat said, no raccoons, they will destroy your house. You realize I have Great Danes, right? And a teenager.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Like, how much worse could it get?
It can't get any worse.
Also, look at this pig.
Oh my God.
Can you spin?
I want one of those. It's like, that's tiny bacon, you guys.
Tiny, itsy bitsy bacon.
Itsy bitsy bacon bits.
Oh, so cute.
Oh my God.
So cute. Anyway, those are your talks for today.
So good. So good. Okay. So we have nothing else. You don't have anything to do after the, okay,
Nope.
we're good. All right. I just wanted to make sure I'm bringing it in. And I think Astrid's going to be super excited to come in here and give everybody flaps.
Yay.
The sunrise kind of sucked this morning. It's very overcast today.
Oh, yeah.
Very
it is
disappointed
kinda
in the
dreary.
sunrise. Yeah. Let me go get
A little
Astrid.
dreary. Okay, I'm going to begin so everybody can make sure to see the full, get the full Astrid experience.
Are you coming in here? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I didn't know he was home. I didn't know he was home. Are you here? You want to come here and say hello? Come here.
He's calm. Like, he seems calm.
Come here. Come here. Astrid's not going to come because she knows
She's not. He's got to learn. He's got to learn. Good time as any.
Come here. Oh, he's not going to do it. Come here. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it, you guys. He's not going to do it. Oh God, you should see. Can you see that?
God. Oh my God.
That's my husband was like, look at your right shoulder. And
oh my
happy
God,
Wednesday,
that is
everybody.
disgusting.
This is why I have to do laundry all the time. Right. Complete and utter spaz. Okay, well, tomorrow maybe we'll get some flaps from Astrid. There you go. Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.